Humanity has long dreamt of living on the moon. It is our closest celestial neighbor, a silent grey world holding many secrets. For centuries, we have gazed at it, wondering what it would be like to walk its surface and perhaps one day to call it home. Now, in mid-2025, this grand vision is steadily moving from the realm of science fiction into tangible reality. The journey to establish a permanent lunar presence is a monumental undertaking. It is being approached methodically, in carefully planned phases. This essay outlines the exciting timeline from the initial robotic groundwork that has just concluded to the ambitious future of a thriving lunar settlement, a true outpost for humankind among the stars. The crucial first phase, robotic preparations, spanned from 2020 to early 2025. This period was absolutely essential. Uncrewed missions were sent to the moon to gather vital data. Space agencies and private companies launched a series of orbiters and landers. These robotic explorers meticulously mapped the lunar surface, searching for ideal locations for a future base. The South Polar region, particularly near craters like Shackleton, became a prime candidate. This area offers near-continuous sunlight for solar power. More importantly, it is believed to hold significant deposits of water ice, a resource critical for survival and for making rocket fuel. These robots were our advanced scouts, diligently working to reduce risks for future human explorers. A key focus of these robotic missions was in situ resource utilization, or ISRU. This means learning to use local lunar materials. Experiments were conducted to test technologies for extracting water from lunar ice. Other tests aimed to separate oxygen from the lunar regolith, the moon's dusty soil. Success in ISRU is a game changer. It will reduce the enormous cost and difficulty of transporting everything from Earth. If we can make our own water, air, and even building materials on the moon, a base becomes much more sustainable. These robotic pioneers have therefore not just mapped the moon, they have begun to unlock its potential as a usable resource, making future self-sufficiency a real possibility. With the robotic groundwork substantially complete, we stand on the cusp of the next exciting chapter. The initial human landings planned for 2025 to 2028. Missions under programs like Artemis are preparing to send astronauts back to the moon for the first time in over 50 years. These early missions will involve short stays. Astronauts will verify the findings of the robotic probes. They will begin setting up fundamental temporary infrastructure, perhaps simple shelters or habitat modules. They will also deploy more advanced scientific instruments and conduct initial geological surveys. These first human steps back will be about testing our systems, our procedures, and ourselves in the harsh lunar environment before committing to longer, more complex stays. The initial human landings starting very soon will be thrilling moments for people all over the world. These brave crews will conduct vital work. They will confirm the presence and accessibility of resources like water ice. Astronauts will perform geological surveys, collecting samples that could rewrite our understanding of the moon's formation and history. They will also deploy more sophisticated scientific instruments than robots alone can manage. Part of their task will be to establish and test temporary habitat modules. These might be lightweight, inflatable structures or prefabricated units delivered by robotic cargo landers. These early shelters will provide essential protection and allow astronauts to live and work on the moon for short periods, typically a few weeks at a time, testing systems for longer stays. Following these initial sorties, the focus will shift towards more sustained construction beginning around 2028 and continuing until approximately 2032. This is when the dream of a moon base truly starts to take physical shape. Larger, more robust habitat modules will be transported from Earth. These will be designed for longer stays and to connect together, forming the core of the initial outpost. Astronauts working alongside advanced robotic systems will undertake complex extravehicular activities or spacewalks to assemble these components. The site will gradually transform from a temporary landing zone into a nascent research station, a small beacon of human ingenuity on the desolate lunar landscape. Innovation in construction techniques will be paramount during this phase. Modular design principles will allow the base to grow incrementally, with new sections added as needed. Large solar arrays will be unfurled to provide a reliable power source, harnessing the abundant sunlight available in carefully selected locations. A particularly exciting development will be the use of 3D printing technology. Scientists and engineers are actively developing methods to use lunar regolith as a building material. This could be used to create radiation shielding, landing pads, roads, or even simple structures. This dramatically reduces the amount of material that needs to be launched from Earth, making the entire endeavor more feasible and affordable. Of course, building on the Moon presents formidable challenges that must be overcome. The lunar surface is exposed to high levels of solar and cosmic radiation, which is dangerous for humans. Therefore, effective radiation shielding is a top priority. This might involve burying habitats under several meters of regolith or using specially designed protective layers. Lunar dust, which is fine and abrasive, poses another significant threat. It can damage equipment and be harmful if inhaled. Developing strategies to mitigate dust will be crucial for the long-term operation of the base and the health of its inhabitants. Furthermore, robust, closed-loop life support systems for recycling air and water will be essential for sustainability. As construction progresses, the period from 2032 to 2040 will see the Moon base transition into a truly permanent human presence. This means moving beyond short expeditions to supporting crews for much longer durations, potentially for 6 months to a year or even continuously. The initial habitat modules assembled in the previous phase will be expanded and upgraded. These permanent living quarters will be more spacious, comfortable, and better equipped than any temporary shelters. They will be designed to support a small, dedicated crew of scientists, engineers, and technicians who will live and work on the Moon, making it their temporary home away from Earth. This marks a significant step towards humanity becoming a multi-planetary species. Key infrastructure will be established to support this permanent occupancy. High-bandwidth communication arrays will ensure constant and reliable contact with Earth, allowing for the transmission of vast amounts of data and maintaining a connection for the crew. Advanced life support systems will be critical. These systems will aim for a high degree of closure, recycling nearly all air and water to minimize the need for resupply missions from Earth. While regular cargo flights will still be necessary to deliver food, spare parts, and specialized equipment, the emphasis will increasingly be on maximizing self-sufficiency through ISRU. This includes large-scale water extraction and oxygen production from local resources, laying the foundation for a self-sustaining lunar community. Daily life for the inhabitants of the permanent Moon base will be a carefully structured routine of work and research. Astronauts will conduct a wide array of long-term scientific experiments. Geologists will explore the lunar surface more extensively, drilling for core samples and studying the Moon's internal structure. Astronomers will benefit from the stable platform and lack of atmosphere, setting up powerful telescopes to observe the universe with unprecedented clarity. Biomedical researchers will study how the human body adapts to long periods in reduced gravity, gathering data vital for future missions to Mars and beyond. There will also be experiments in agriculture, attempting to grow plants in lunar soil, providing fresh food and contributing to the closed-loop ecosystem. Making the Moon base a genuine, albeit remote, human settlement involves more than just technical systems. The psychological well-being of the crew will be a major consideration for these long-duration missions. Habitats will be designed with an eye towards comfort and habitability, providing private quarters, communal areas, and even small recreational facilities. Maintaining a connection to Earth through regular communication with family and friends will be vital. The goal is to create an environment where astronauts can not only survive but also thrive, conducting their important work efficiently and maintaining good mental health. This permanent outpost will be humanity's first true off-world village, a testament to our exploratory spirit. Looking beyond 2040, the Moon base is envisioned to enter a dynamic phase of expansion and commercialization. The initial research outpost will serve as a nucleus for further growth. New modules, specialized laboratories, and industrial facilities will be added, increasing the base's capacity and capabilities. Private companies are expected to play an increasingly significant role during this era. Partnerships between government space agencies and commercial enterprises will drive innovation and open up new economic opportunities. The moon will transform from a purely scientific outpost into a bustling hub of activity, with a diverse range of operations taking place on and around it, heralding a new age of lunar enterprise. Several potential lunar industries could flourish. Lunar tourism offers the prospect of unique, once-in-a-lifetime experiences for paying adventurers, though it will initially be very exclusive. The mining of lunar resources holds significant promise. Helium-3, an isotope rare on Earth but thought to be abundant in lunar regolith, could be a valuable fuel for future nuclear fusion reactors. Other resources, such as rare earth elements vital for modern electronics, might also be extracted. The unique vacuum and low-gravity conditions on the moon could enable specialized manufacturing processes, producing materials or components that are difficult or impossible to make on Earth, creating a niche market for lunar-made goods. The moon base will also solidify its role as a premier platform for advanced scientific research and technological development. Astronomers will operate observatories that peer into the cosmos with unparalleled clarity, free from the distortions of Earth's atmosphere. The base will be an ideal proving ground for technologies and operational strategies needed for future human missions to Mars. Astronauts can gain experience with long-duration space travel, surface operations in a dusty environment, and reliance on ECISRU in a location that is, relatively speaking, much closer to home than the Red Planet. This makes the moon an essential stepping stone for our ambitions further out into the solar system. In conclusion, the phased development of a moon base, from the robotic scouts of the early 2020s to a thriving commercial and scientific hub in the 2040s and beyond, represents a monumental leap for humanity. Each phase builds upon the successes of the last, systematically overcoming challenges and expanding our capabilities. This permanent lunar presence will not merely be an isolated outpost, it will be a vital part of humanity's future. It will unlock new scientific knowledge, create novel economic opportunities, and serve as a critical proving ground and launch point for the exploration of Mars and the wider solar system. The dream of living and working on the moon is becoming a tangible, achievable reality, opening a new frontier for all humankind.